Test, test. We're live. Hey folks, how's it going? It is Monday. We're playing Minecraft. Hope everyone's had a good weekend, staying cool. No camera today. Ah, that's fair.
Two-step and then two-step starting.
Yeah. I sell emotes.
It's too warm to deal with it now.
Yes. It's too warm to deal with a lot of things.
Uh-huh. Yeah, no fun. So you know that there is some anonymous viewer.
Cool. It's all good. There's those awesome emotes. Oh yeah, I forgot about this bit over here. Oh, should I fill that in? I've been planning to do anything with that.
I'm playing a new game. It's called Clair Obscur. What you know it?
Say it again, sorry.
Clair Obscur.
No, I don't think I know that one.
Petition 33. It's also called. It's a new JRPG.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't tend to follow the JRPG. So yeah, anything could come out and be 10 years later. I go, oh yeah, that thing.
It's made by French people.
Oh, okay.
Not even Japanese, but it's made by French Final Fantasy fans.
Right.
They're like, we want to make this
That's cool.
as well, and they did, and everyone claimed it can be Game of the Year already.
Oh, nice.
The year's not over.
Yeah, it's supposed to be that good. It's already decided.
It's really good. It's the only game.
10 out of 10 on Steam by thousands of reviewers.
Oh wow.
And what's fun about it, in my opinion, they took all the mechanics of a JRPG,
Yeah.
but it's not a direct copy of the style. So there's some American JRPGs, and it feels like we do everything to make everyone think we are Japanese people.
Right.
But the characters, they seem a bit more. I mean, they have the JRPG style, like it could be Final Fantasy, but they take away all the anime out of the faces.
Right. Gotcha.
But it's not Skyrim, you know? It's really pretty, but just weirdly not Japanese. But you see it inspired by, and the whole theme is French itself as well. It's about like the whole fantasy world is in the setting of like 1800 Paris.
All right.
Instead of the JRPG that you see it in Japan, and I played in French as well,
Ah.
because same reason I play Japanese games in Japanese, but I just like it better when the lips match up with the voice.
That makes sense.
And then, the subtitles, of course, because I felt French in high school.
Ah. Yeah.
But it feels better when the mouth adjusts.
Yeah. And it's yeah. And depending on how the voice actors are, you can kind of tend to hear a bit more the true feeling behind the words, as opposed to new voice actors coming in to dub it.
Yeah.
But
So that, of course.
yeah, that's one of the reasons I know like a lot of people will watch anime with original voices.
Yes.
I tend to find it quite hard to keep up with subtitles, so I end up having to watch English dubs just to follow.
Yeah, being Dutch, I'm used to it. I think.
That's true.
I know most English-speaking countries are not that used to subtitles compared to us, but especially a more serious movie. Let's say just on top of that, let's say Saving Private Ryan.
Okay.
I like that when I was like in my pre-teens, you know, when I was into war. There
Yes.
doesn't even exist a Dutch version, so you're kind of like, you need to learn to read the subtitle.
True. Yeah, I understand that. Yeah.
But most serious movies, there doesn't even exist a Dutch. Beyond anything like ages 10 and up, there's no Dutch dub.
Yeah, I've never thought about that, but yeah, that makes perfect sense.
It's never been like it's never been like anything different to me. So it doesn't really matter much to me if I watch a movie in Japanese or English. I always like kind of like it's in my system to read at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, I can understand that.
And still, like, I still prefer to watch English movies with subtitles. It's just easier to with the big explosions or whatever to
True.
read with it.
Yeah, even understanding English, it makes it hard with loud explosions.
Yeah,
I am like so used to subtitles that I even want subtitles for Dutch things.
Yeah. Yeah, do it for. Occasionally put subtitles on if there's a lot going on and you just want to be able to keep up. Especially some actors don't speak very clearly, or the scene's like a quiet scene. And they go, "What did they just say? What they're talking about?"
Yeah.
So we've been watching a TV series recently, and yeah, they just seem to be talking very quietly with that loud music. And, yeah, it just gets to a point where you can't really understand them half the time.
yeah, I would never liked.
Because you can't turn it up too loud, because as soon as there is an explosion, it blows the speakers.
Yeah, I know. There's one movie that always comes to mind when people talk about volume things. That old movies especially had that just the music and sound effects were way louder than the dialogue.
Yeah.
But there's one particular movie, it isn't that old, it's a mid 2000s horror movie,
Right.
Stake Length, it's about vampire.
Okay.
And the sound of the movie itself compared to the dialogue difference is so extreme that still irritates me years after seeing it.
Yeah.
And I couldn't find the subtitle version. So I was literally, I had my remote control in my hand while watching it on the TV. Just like as the conversation, turn it off. Like from, let's say, setting 10 to 20 was needed. And then when I saw there was combat coming, back to 9. Constantly with the remote to be able to enjoy it.
Yeah. I feel that. Yeah, it does get frustrating, because I just want to be able to hear them and not, be too loud.
Exactly.
I suppose if you had a really expensive like audio system that kind of split out dialogue and music, but then you can't always have that.
No, not that way.
No. Yeah, it's pretty much like a home cinema type thing with lots of different speakers. One speaker's automatically pulling the dialogue. And everything else sends the music to the other speakers. But you need quite a big room for that. It'd be nice. So a big screen, lots of speakers, and watch your own type of movie at home. I had I started. I was dating a girl. Like must be about 15 years ago, and her parents were like really rich, had lots of money. So they just had one room in the house, which was like a cinema. So it's like big sofas, like a small bar for drinks, and then a big projector screen, surround sound speakers. But then they also had another room, which is just like your regular living space with a small TV, where they just go and watch TV normally. So they had a lot of money. I thought that's quite nice to have that, but yeah, that house was huge.
Yeah, I can imagine. Today it's horrific with the weather. Tomorrow's gonna be way worse.
Yeah, not looking forward to that.
I don't know if it's same in UK, but over in 28 today, up to 30, tomorrow 34 to 38 around the country. Then Wednesday the same as Tuesday, which means no cooling down at night.
Oh dear.
It stays like way above 20 during the night between Tuesday and Wednesday.
Yeah.
And then immediately drops to 20 during the day, 13 during the night. So at least it's just a little bit of suffering.
Yeah, that's something at least.
Because I do remember the years with heat waves of like 2 weeks.
Yeah. It's usually in the UK we get about like 1 week at most. But then like lots of rain for other days, but we're not getting rain until Saturday.
Yeah, that's the same.
Yeah. Yeah, tomorrow is supposed to be slightly colder at 29 degrees for us.
Yeah, then it's probably coming like during today. What's... No, I don't... Now I've seen it. It's not coming from the UK. It's coming from Spain, but probably it's a little bit cooler sliding over the... We get
Yeah. The
bit bigger.
Yeah, the south coast of England tends to be a bit warmer, so it'll be going over the south of England and then probably diagonally towards you guys.
Yeah.
We just kind of get the edge of it here in the Midlands, and then the poor Scottish just get cold.
I envy them if it's cold there.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe go up north for a bit colder weather.
And what's everyone build?
I'm not sure yet. I'm kind of terraforming as usual, but I'm thinking more kind of Mayan inspired stuff.
Like mine or Mayan?
Mayan, like Brazil, South America.
That's cool.
think I might put something over here. And next, you're still working on your house?
Yeah,
Cool. Looking forward to seeing that finished. I was nearly concerned earlier. I saw a fake post online that said a sort of an artist had pulled out of the Black Sabbath gig, and they made it look like it was Ozzy that pulled out.
That would have been weird.
Yeah, but it was actually is it Van Halen?
Van Halen?
I think Van Halen. Is it one of
I think it's some.
Yes. There's somebody one of the Van Halens can't make it. But the way they wrote it, it said that showed like Aussie gig stars pulled out. But then you read it and you go, yeah, it's not Aussie, but Van Halen. So yeah, they've written that to make people click on it.
Of course. That's what they do.
Yep. Do you see anything from the Glastonbury Festival in the weekend?
No.
There seem to be a few interesting performances, but I only watched Apology.
Was that big hardcore festival 20 minutes drive from my house.
Oh,
And I could feel it in my walls.
oh wow,
And that's a 20-minute drive.
yeah,
Imagine it's held in a village. Imagine the villagers, what they have.
yeah.
They didn't have no.
Well, you can't really enjoy it even if you like the music, because you just have the bass travelling.
It's not fun.
When we had a festival near where I live, called God's Kitchen Global Gathering. And it was mainly like dance music, and the Prodigy's played there before. But you could like hear the bass like in sort of near me. But that was probably about 20 minutes to get to. But they,
Always fun.
It was fortunate if I wanted to go there, I could just get like a taxi or drive if I wasn't drinking or anything.
Mm.
But they anyone who lives a bit closer, they were giving like free tickets or discount tickets for. So if you knew somebody who lived in like the village near the festival, you can kind of have their ticket. But they stopped that some time ago now. And they've turned the site that the festival used to be hosted on into housing now. So it's all new houses. Because it was on a disused airfield. It's a big area. They still occasionally did flights from there, but it's mainly kind of just for like big events. But yeah, it's not there anymore. It's houses, so no festival. Plus, a lot of people didn't like the festival because it brought people in from around the country, and more people in the area meant more crime, and yeah, I just didn't like it. But the same site, they had a like a motorbike festival where bikers used to go to, and that had a lot of music. It was mainly like rock music, but they also had dance music there as well. But that got closed down after there's two rival bike gangs had a shootout. So they, yeah, I say shootout. It was away from the festival, wasn't it? It was just they were riding.
On the motorway on the way home.
Yeah,
Decided to start shooting at each other on the motorway.
yeah. So like driving home, and I think one biker got killed. And they said, well, it's because of the festival they came here and they're shooting. So yeah, closed the festival. Even though like every other person was like sensible and like no problems, no problem at the festival. They say yeah, no more festival. It's a shame. I always wanted to go there.
Never been.
Yeah, I never went to that one, but I went to the Global Gathering dance one, but I never went to the biker one. But I had friends who went, and they said yeah, it was a really good festival.
Yeah, the biker one was called the Bulldog Bash.
Yes. Yeah, and the logo was a bulldog. Yeah, we don't have anything like that now. But yeah, you could hear the Bulldog Bash. You could hear Global Gathering whenever that was on. It was a Global Gathering that somebody tried to steal my car, and I was still in it.
Oh.
Yeah, I was trying to drive home. It was like, I want to say it was like 2 in the morning. Walked back to my car, got in, started driving off, and somebody like was waving at me to like pull over. As soon as I pulled over, he tried to get me to open the door and get out, and then he waved at a friend or a group of guys to try and block my car with their car. But yeah, I managed to get away because I put it down. Yeah, it was quite scary, but I put it down to playing GTA, because the amount of times the police try to block you in GTA, I thought, okay, what would I do in GTA? And basically went backwards really quickly, and then swerved around them.
It took out police?
No, I didn't actually. I tried to tell security there, and they didn't seem to care. I said, well, there's guys trying to steal cars. And they go, what? There's guys trying to steal cars back there. I said, okay, I'll send somebody. Yeah. I tried to speak to him. He goes, just carry on driving this way. No, I want to speak to you. No, you just got to keep driving this way. It's clearly just there to point in like the direction of the exit, not actually help. Yeah. The annoying thing is my phone had died. It run out of battery, so I couldn't call anybody. And yeah, I didn't have a charger in my car to charge my phone. So maybe the next day I could have called the police, but by that point I was like, I'm just happy nothing happened. I just hope they didn't get anybody, because a few people drove past, and I thought, well, I'll stop in case this guy needs help. No, he was clearly there to try and get cars. Remember posting on Facebook about it, just quite casually. And so I think somebody just tried to steal my car. And people are like, oh my god, are you okay? I go, yeah. Just a little bit kind of shocked. This was in, I want to say 2015, probably 10 years ago. Because I went by myself. Like, I've been quite a few times with other people, but nobody else wanted to go, so I just went by myself. Drove there, didn't drink, watched some music, listened to the DJs, and then came home. Yeah. The funny thing is, this the guy that tried to get me out of the car was trying to convince me that he was a police officer and that I needed to get out of the car because he's the police. But he was a skinny guy, and he was wearing just shorts and t-shirt, and would look like he would fall over if I pushed him. And go, I don't think you're police. And he sounded quite desperate as well. So, well, yeah, you don't sound like police, you don't look like police.
Like a junkie or something that needed to
Yeah. Like,
sell a car for a fix.
yes. That's kind of like just desperately saying, get out of the car, I'm a police officer. Sort of, you need to get out of the car now. I go, no, I don't think so.
be right back.
Okay. Ooh, that's looking okay, I think. It's okay, didn't hear a word.
Oh, back.
Welcome back. Yeah, I wore your Cold Hikikomori t-shirt to download with the story for the Dutch on the back. But don't know if anyone noticed it, but no one kind of said anything.
No one cares.
No one cared. I was at least expecting somebody to ask me why I'm sorry for the Dutch.
Yeah. Maybe they just took it easy. Gonna make like a Mayan pyramid or something.
Yeah, I was thinking sort of some kind of temple-like thing. In other ways, I just sort of like the idea of temples at the moment. So it's kind of like a pyramid, but sort of on stilts, like a raised pyramid. You can just about see it from the track. That's okay. So I might try and work on some pixel art now, I think. To find something to work on.
I'm building this one next to my ECE. That was all. Was my pin already quite big.
Yeah.
This one's twice as big.
Oh, nice.
Or twice or thrice. At this moment, I think 3 times.
Yeah.
I hope not. starting to take a shape.
Ooh, nice.
Not there yet. Number 4.
Hmm.
when it comes out.
Ah.
Two languages.
Oh, that's confusing.
Yeah. It is. Yeah, by far my most difficult. I almost regret it, but I really want to learn it.
Ah. I suppose if you feel it's a good enough challenge and you feel happy once it's done.
Yes. I'll definitely be happy when it's done.
Awesome.
That's for sure. Not only because I'd be proud that I was able to, I'm just happy it's done.
Yeah. Annoyingly, I can't find the exact image I'm thinking of on Google. It's got to be somewhere. Once I find it, I'll turn it into a pixel art to make in Minecraft.
A knife?
What, sorry?
You want to make a knife?
No, there's a image I'm thinking of, but I can't find it on Google right now. But typing everything in, but Google's not really giving me what. It's not really giving me much at all. Maybe my settings are filters on this laptop. So doing my main computer, I think the search features on the laptop are restricted. So
Laptop?
on the laptop, yeah, I've not really. I don't really use the laptop for the internet. I just kind of use it for music and a couple of games. So I've not really used the searching on there. So
Oh, you're not like streaming on your laptop?
no, the laptop's just kind of there for checking stuff.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can find it on my main computer. Oh, no, okay, it's just Google then. Exactly the same stuff coming up. That's annoying. Surely this image exists somewhere. So basically it's a flag I've seen, but it's like a custom flag, but surely someone's got an image or made the image of it. Oh, okay. According to Google, this image does not exist. Oh no, no, I've seen it about. I saw it on TV last night as well. But clearly, there's no Google reference for it. Unless I'm using the wrong description. I just have to make it myself. Okay. Okay, got half of it. What's the website I'm using? can go with that. See how that looks.
Any of you two already have a big urge to buy the Switch 2?
Not particularly at the moment. I know Nick's you were interested, but yeah, looking at the price and price of games, it's
I mean, this whole Mario Kart world looks really fun. Like I'm not gonna lie, but
yeah. I watched a review and it said yeah, it's kind of fun, but it's not as good as they made it look on the adverts.
okay.
It's still fun, but it looks better. There's things you'd expect that aren't in there, put it that way. Like the open world is kind of like an afterthought. Like they just made a big open world after they just made the regular racing game. And you can't really do much in the open world. You just kind of drive around, look at the tracks, and if you want to race, you have to go back to the regular racing mode. And I thought it was kind of like you drive to the next race and then you start the race, but apparently that's not what you do.
I thought it was like that as well.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, you just drive to the track and then start the race,
I mean,
but
it looked like it was.
yeah. But apparently you can only race in race mode and drive in open world in open world. So there's no racing in open world, which is a bit bad. So unless they change that. But yeah, didn't seem to be a way. According to the review at least. But yeah, if they improve it, then I'd definitely the kind of game I would like to have, because I like racing games and I like sort of open world stuff. I'm a fan of Mario Kart 8 on the Switch.
I never bought it for Switch, only Wii U.
Yeah, they haven't really changed it much apparently.
Yeah, and around the time I was a bit in the mood for a karting game again. Crash Bandicoot Team Racing came out, and I played that for a lot,
Okay.
like really a lot. And since then, never really,
Yeah, like sort of I have to be in the right mood for a karting game. It's usually if there's a group of us and go, yes, shall we all just play Mario Kart?
yeah, I get that.
But I'm interested in getting there's a new Sonic the Hedgehog karting game coming out.
I own one Sonic karting game because it was free on PlayStation for that month.
Yeah.
The claimable free game of Sony that
Oh yes, yeah. That's cool.
that particular month, but I don't think I've ever tried it because I remember, if I remember correctly, they released that, or they gave that away for free around the time I played a lot of Crash CTR.
Right, yeah.
So it's kind of conflicting with me already having a game I knew the mechanics of in that genre.
Of course, yeah. But, I think I've got the last Sonic racing game. I don't think I've ever played it. I can't remember if that was free or I bought it. It might have been like a big discount, so I thought, yeah, I'll buy that. But never played it according to Steam. This new one's kind of like it looks very much like all the fun you'd have in Mario Kart, but just with Sega characters. And they've introduced, there's a Minecraft world in it as well, so you can drive as Steve, the default guy in Minecraft, on a cart. Like a minecart cart.
You
Maybe
ever
it's,
played Board Nation Racing?
no.
I like that one a lot as well.
Oh. Yeah, but there's a few racing
Gonna
games I like.
turn it dark for a second.
Okay.
Okay.
Ooh, dark.
Making
Okay, my artwork is gone.
cool. I'm coming over in a little bit. I'm making something that's mostly black.
Ah, yeah, you can turn it back on.
Ja, ik ga eens kijken. Nice. So made the following default logo.
Nice.
And I made it burn because that's what they do on stage.
Aha.
Now the big question where am I? How do I get back to my thing?
I'm gonna turn light back on for you guys.
Okay.
Let's see, Ozzy here. Ozzy means I'm close. Okay. I don't know which way I am close. Need to go north, south. Oh wait, yes, here is my big atomic explosion that was accidental. We done that. Didn't damage anything, so we're happy with that.
Yeah, it's a happy accident.
It's it should be around here.
Hello.
I think. Yeah, yes, Megadeth logo. Bill Saber. easy, that means we're there. Okay.
Yeah, I've always been a big fan of racing games that have a bit of extra fun elements like power ups and weapons and stuff.
Same.
I really enjoy playing Wipeout on the PlayStation.
Oh yes.
That was a good game.
Yeah, very much.
There's a game that was on. I'm not sure it's on PlayStation, but it's certainly on Xbox 360. Called Blur, and there was like regular. It was regular cars, like you're racing around like regular sports cars, but on the track was like speed boosts and weapons, and so it's kind of like a high res Mario Kart in some ways. But they
Yeah, doesn't ring a bell.
it,
Sounds
mi-
cool.
it might have only been on the Xbox 360 because it didn't come out on PC. But yeah, it's sort of they could have done a lot more with the game. It's sort I felt like it was quite a short game, but you could replay it a few times and play with friends. But yeah, that was quite fun. Like driving around like a typical arcade racing game with sports cars, but yeah, just like glowing green arrows on the track that you just drive over to go faster. Yeah, but it didn't. I've not seen many games like that. It's normally like simulation racing games or the straight arcade racing, but no combination with the power ups unless it's like a karting game. And of course, sort of Wipeout being like the hover racing.
Will we play part Dog Walk or not today?
Don't mind, can do. Yeah, we can sort of keep playing. Like sort of, there's no
Yeah, I've got no time limit, so.
no time limit. So
Your vacation next?
I lost my job.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I had too much time off with my appendix, so
That's fucked up.
yeah, just
Uh,
pay,
um,
especially considering they knew about my appendix problems when they hired me.
Yeah, that's really fucked up. Hopefully you'll find something that has a little bit more of understanding.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hold off until I get my appendix out.
Yeah, I totally get that.
yeah, UK employers aren't as disabled friendly as we'd like.
They spout that they are, but they're
Oh yeah, they say they are because they have to say they are. But in reality, go yeah, we understand disability. We want to make sure you have everything you need, but also try harder. Yeah, you're not trying hard enough. Like we don't care. You have no legs. Run faster.
I really would like to get this one done today. And it's more fun with people, but it's a lot of course. I met one third.
Hmm.
But it's the longer you play, the easier it gets because then you have to count less and less.
True.
I'm gonna make it dark for one more second so I can get a screenshot and then I'll make live again.
Sure.
Ah,
I'm just making a blank canvas, so requires no accuracy. There's a big thing with the UK government at the moment. They're saying they want more disabled people to be working, so it doesn't cost the government so much. But then they do things like what happened to Nix, and you go, well, you can't have more disabled people working if they don't want disabled people to work.
you're like disabled for a reason, you know.
Yeah.
They can't like expect you to go like full into the work field. If you
No.
were able to, you wouldn't have a disability.
Yeah, but yeah, the government in England at the moment are kind of not really thinking it through. They go, well, we have so many people not working, we need to make them work. And go, well, they would, but people get fired because they can't work like the company wants them to. Or they go, well, we can't hire you because we need to spend money to make sure you can get to work, like put a ramp or add special chairs, and we don't want to spend the money, so we won't hire you. Yeah. So yeah, it's not the government is kind of saying, well, it's kind of trying to make out that disabled people aren't trying hard enough, but disabled people said we are, but nobody wants to give us a job, or we don't keep job because they don't think we're trying hard enough. So yeah, there's a lot of arguing at the moment within the government itself. Like some politicians are actually on the side of disabled people. They say, well, this is not the right way to go. Disabled people need more help, not less. And the other side of the government, like government leaders, say, well, it's costing too much to help disabled people. We just need to make them work. But fortunately, it's kind of almost 50-50. Like, there's a lot of politicians saying, no, disabled people need more help.
It
And
doesn't help that a lot of workplaces just aren't accessible.
no. Certain things you can understand, like certain jobs, you go, well, unless you've got full ability, it's going to be very hard for you to do that job. But then there's other jobs where you go, actually, you don't need to don't need to be able to use your legs, for instance, for certain jobs, but you need to be able to get a chair into. But then a lot of places haven't got the option to allow you to bring a wheelchair in. But they could, if they could get a wheelchair in, they could do the job.
I mean, definitely on paper you could work without legs.
Yeah. Like my job sort of only occasionally means I have to go somewhere to fix something, but even then, if I had a special car, I could drive there still. I could get in there if I could get a chair in. But a lot of the places that I would have to go to fix something, there's no way you can get a chair in. It's too inaccessible.